Hello, my name is Xavier Herit. I'm a brand ambassador from Grand Marnier. Today we're celebrating the sous vide day at Restaurant Daniel, and I was able to create 2 cocktails using Grand Marnier and sous vide techniques. Our first cocktail is named the Grand 65, inspired from the French 75 cocktail and named after the 65th street where Restaurant Daniel is located. Of course, we use Grand to elevate our cocktail as Grand Marnier. In this cocktail, we'll be using our Grand Marnier infused with sous vide. Let's not forget that Grand Marnier is a cognac base blend with an orange liqueur. And a lot of the flavors we get in Grand Marnier, once you taste it on its own, it's vanilla from the French oak and cognac, cinnamon, and a little bit of star anise. So I intensify this flavor by using sous vide techniques, by simply vacuuming. What is sous vide? It's vacuuming the ingredients from a food grade bag, so there's no more air, and slowly cook it at a specific temperature. In this case, for Grand Marnier, I was able to sous vide the flavors at 65 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. The other technique we're using inside this cocktail is our pineapple cryo concentration. This is a fairly new technique we start to see a lot in fine dining restaurants, but I hope to see more in the cocktails. Our pineapple concentration is a process by freezing very, very low temperature some fruits, flavors, or ingredients. By using this freezing process, we're able to separate the water from the ingredients, from the fruit, in that case from the pineapple. So what we do basically a concentration. We're using concentrate juice. So we have an intensive, beautiful pineapple, which is fresh, which is very fizzy, which is really pleasant on the nose. So let's start the cocktail. We're gonna use, for this cocktail, 3/4 1 ounce of lemon juice that we have ready. Voila. For this cocktail, we're gonna use 1.5 ounce of sous vide Grand Marnier. And I like to remind everyone that Grand Marnier is 80 proof, so using Grand Marnier as a base spirit works very well. And you can see the color is a bit darker after the cinnamon, vanilla, and star anise infusion. We're gonna add 2 dashes of aromatic bitters and 1/2 ounce of the pineapple cryo concentration. Once we have all the ingredients inside the shaker, let's add a bit of ice, and we're gonna get our glassware ready, which is a champagne glass ready. Voila. And let's shake it. And now we have this beautiful foamy cocktail, as we can see here. Shaking the pineapple, especially when it's concentrate, bring a nice foamy texture. Look at this color. And I like to say this cocktail is about celebration, so let's add some bubbles. In that case, we're gonna add about 2 ounces of champagne. And I like to say it's a perfect combination. Imagine having the flavors of vanilla and cinnamon combining perfectly with the pineapple and the Grand Marnier and the cognac that we have inside Grand Marnier, which is delightful. Voila. As a garnish, we're going to use a small pineapple wedge. And here we have a Grand 65 Santé. I created a cocktail named Manhattan Park, which is inspired from our classic cocktail Manhattan. We're actually using Grand Marnier and sous vide techniques inside this cocktail. The sous vide technique I've been using, and as a reminder, what is sous vide? Sous vide is simply stands for vacuuming the air from a food seal packed and simply let the ingredients slowly cooked in a water bath at the specific temperature. Using sous vide technique for me helps me to amplify the flavor inside of sweet vermouth named 1757 di Torino. For this special cocktail, I was able to sous vide some cacao nibs, about 30 grams inside a bottle, a liter of sweet vermouth, for 1 hour at 65 degrees Celsius. This really helps me to preserve the flavor of the sweet vermouth, but also to bring up the cacao notes inside the cocktail. For this cocktail, we're also going to be using some rye whiskey, Grand Marnier, which is a cognac orange liqueur that really helps to bring the body to the drinks, but also the notes of cognac combines very harmoniously with the rye whiskey. And of course, we're going to use another specific ingredient, which is called the coffee cryo concentration. Cryo concentration is a new technique to concentrate flavors at a very, very cold temperature. In that case, we can use some coffee beans or any scraps from any fruits or vegetables and be able to extract the flavor at the best by separating the water from the ingredients. So we have definitely a pure coffee flavors coming out from this cryo concentration. So for this cocktail, we're going to use 2 dashes of aromatic bitters. Voilà. 3/4 ounce of Grand Marnier that we have ready. What makes a great Manhattan is, of course, using a proper sweet vermouth. Our sweet vermouth is, as I mentioned before, sous vide with cacao nibs, cocoa nibs. So we're going to use 3/4 ounce. Look at this color. And I'm sure also coffee and chocolate go so well together. So you can't go wrong in this combination of flavor. We're going to use a bar spoon of coffee cryo concentration. So what is a bar spoon? It's exactly 0.18 ounces. Voila. And as for a proper Manhattan, you always need a proper rye. So in that case, we'll be using our Russell's Reserve rye whiskey. 2 ounces. Voila. Last step is to simply stir the drink. Let's add some ice. I like to have Manhattan perfectly cold, chilled, and in this case, we need about 30% of water dilution. So I would say once the mixing glass starts to get a bit cold, and properly diluted, voila. For this cocktail, we're going to use a martini glass or a coupe glass and strain the whole mix. Inside, look at this color. Slightly amber, more darker with a cocoa nibs infusion sous vide. It will be garnished by expressive the orange oil from the peel. And we have our proper Manhattan Park. Again, santé and happy International Sous Vide Day.